Coming up on DETV, Good Morning Wilmington Live, NeighborGood Partners Executive Director Karen Speakman stops by the plaza along with John Moore Jr. and Jennifer Lawson to talk about the new name change. And owner of Wingmom Central, DE Pleshette Moore, stops by to talk about the organization mission to build a village. Plus, President Alpha Eta Phi Sorority, Dr. LeKeia Conway, stops by the plaza to talk about the new chapter created to support women with multiple sclerosis. Tune in Monday, October 31st at 10 a.m. right here on DETV.
Host with us today. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Thanks for having me back.
I'm so glad you're here.
Happy Halloween to you.
Yes, happy Halloween. And you're feeling, well, we're both feeling.
We're both feeling
very.
pumpkins. Did we plan this or what happened here?
I think it was just meant to be.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, it was
We'll
meant
take
to
that.
be.
All right.
Ivan's not with us this morning, but we are so fortunate to have Matt Ford, DETV's very own Matt Ford, with us this morning. And I'm always so excited to co-host Good Morning Wilmington with you.
Absolutely. On this holiday, it's nice.
Yes, it's so fun. So let's talk about our costumes.
Yes,
so
I love yours.
Oh, why, thank you. This fun cape.
I do love that.
And the fascinator
yes, that is
and
very
everything.
nice.
I know the details of my pumpkin earrings.
You glammed up. I love it.
Thank you. I thought it was only fitting, right? Glammed up. But I think we're matching, which is so perfect,
yeah.
right? Well, I know that everyone is very excited about Halloween, and it's the end of the month. But how was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. I wish I could say I did something festive, but I didn't really do anything. So I saw the Halloween movie.
Okay, that's
Sorry,
festive.
that's festive, right? That
right?
works. I saw that this weekend.
Okay,
and that was
very
fun. It was
fun.
scary. Yeah, it was good. I like scary
Good,
movies.
good.
How about you? What'd you do?
Well, I definitely went all out. I made sure of that. I enjoy celebrating Halloween and this time of the year, especially with the transition of the seasons. But I actually went to Lynn Villa Orchards and I went pumpkin picking.
Nice.
How fitting, right? With the pumpkin costume.
Did you wear this?
I did not.
You did not. Okay.
I did not. It was very cold outside,
Well,
but it was
I
a
bet, yeah.
beautiful day. I can't complain about the weather, even though it was a little chilly, but it was still so beautiful.
It's that
It was
fall,
oh
right,
yes,
that
it was
we
a
like.
true fall day, but it was so nice to visit Lynn Villa Orchards, and I went pumpkin picking, went on a hayride. But the day wasn't over. I planned this actually with
All
my
right.
family because I'm sure you know Sundays I
Yep,
spend
family day.
Family day, yes, I spend it
Absolutely.
with my family. We went to Bates Motel.
How was that? Never been.
You've never been?
I've never been.
Stop.
How
really?
was it? No, I've never been.
It's so much fun.
Was it
It's
fun?
so much fun. You act okay. So if you don't like scary attractions,
Not for
maybe
you.
this is not for you. However, I always say that maybe just step out of your comfort zone just a little bit. Grab a group of friends. I went with my family, and it was so much fun. And I definitely was scared, but it was a fun haunted attraction. We went on a haunted hayride.
Nice.
And that was really neat. We went through a corn maze and a haunted house.
Nice.
So super fun celebrating the holiday season, and also just closing out the month of October. Can you believe
it?
October's
Crazy.
over?
Tomorrow's Christmas, I hear. Like
No,
the
I'm not
Christmas
ready.
season
I'm not
is
ready.
starting tomorrow.
I'm not
That's what I
ready.
hear.
I am not ready for Christmas. We need to get through November,
November 1st,
So,
yeah.
do you have any November goals?
Oh goodness, November goals. It's busy news time. We have the election stuff coming up.
Oh,
so
yes,
we have that
that's
coming
right.
up. That'll be big for November. And then I think Thanksgiving, family time and get ready for that. And so yeah, it's nice. How about you?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, my goal is to start Christmas shopping. Nice. My goal is to try to.
I'm going to add to that goal. Yeah,
To
I need
start
that.
holiday shopping before December or before Christmas Eve.
I'm the typical guy, like December 23rd shopping. That's me.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Yeah.
I'm going to make it a point so I'm not stressed and overwhelmed, because you know how busy I get
Yep.
in during the holiday months at the restaurant.
Yep.
So during the December, especially December, the restaurant is it's basically at the height of the season. So it's extremely busy. We have tons of holiday parties, and it's very busy to just escape the restaurant.
Right.
So I told myself that I will start holiday shopping in the month of November.
I'm going
we'll
to follow
see how far I
suit.
get.
I'm going to follow suit. We'll
Talk
check
to me
in.
in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll check in with each other.
We'll see how far I get. But even just putting up the decorations.
Yeah.
So we have to already take down Halloween. And start transitioning through, I like Thanksgiving, so I always say don't skip Thanksgiving.
You'll do the fall decorations.
Right. Don't skip Thanksgiving.
Right.
Maybe place a little bit of the Christmas decorations in there, but don't skip Thanksgiving, because that's always a fun holiday to be thankful for. But all right, let's talk sports. I have to mention it.
Been a big
because
weekend
Philadelphia is killing it.
Yeah, knocking out of the park. No
Philadelphia is just on fire right now between football, baseball, soccer. I mean, we are on fire. I mean, the whole city, again, we said it last week, is just electric. And we feel it here in the state of Delaware as well. So we're cheering on our home teams from Philadelphia. I know that Philadelphia Phillies are playing tonight, Game 3.
And they're back home now.
Yes, and it's a big, big game. So we're rooting for them. Eagles, they're making us proud.
I did watch it. Yes.
Eagles and the Philadelphia Union are also making us proud. So we're super excited. I know
It's an exciting time to be a Philly
fan. Let's talk about the Eagles real quick.
Yeah.
7-0.
That's something.
7-0. That's amazing. Amazing. I'm so, again, super excited. And then the Philadelphia Union, I mean, they're going to the Cup, so we're very excited to cheer them on. Go Philadelphia and all the sports teams. So, all right, before we break.
We have great guests.
Oh, yes, we do.
Great guests today.
Yes, we do. Another great show for everyone that's tuning in today. Just so excited to introduce our first group of guests, and they're here from NeighborGood Partners. We have the Executive Director, Karen Speakman. We also have John Moore Jr., the Board Vice President of NeighborGood Partners, as well as John Waters. John Waters is a homeowner client. They're here to talk about NeighborGood Partners. Very excited to chat with them. Our second interview, we have Pleshette Moore, the owner and branch manager of Wingmom Central, Delaware. And last but not least, do you want to introduce the last but not least?
Oh my goodness, I don't want to mess up her name. She's right here. LeKeia, did I get that right? LeKeia Conway, president of Alpha Eta Phi Multiple Sclerosis Society Incorporated.
Right.
So I'm excited to speak with her.
Multiple Sclerosis Sorority
I'm
Incorporated.
so sorry. Yes.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'm excited to meet her.
Dr. Conway, we are very excited to chat with her as well. All right, we got to take a quick commercial break.
Yeah, grab a cup of coffee and we'll be right back.
Yes, that's right.
Stay with us.
Coming up on the Plaza, NeighborGood Partners, Karen Speakman, John Moore Jr., and Jennifer Lawson.
DETV has been Delaware's premium provider of creative digital and broadcasting solutions that bridges communities and connects people. We create great stories for all audiences. We deliver independent news throughout Delaware. We are digital platform innovators. And we develop marketing and sales solutions so you can stay connected to your audience. Now, why do we do what we do here on DETV? We do it because we care. So, keep watching and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Remember, DETV, online, on air, on time.
Every issue that you care about.
Every issue that I care about.
And every issue that affects our daily lives is impacted by one simple action.
A vote. As the Delaware Voting Rights Coalition,
We stand ready to protect and expand access to voting.
Because our communities deserve a democracy that works for all of us.
learn more and join us at aclu.de.org/DVRC.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interest of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
Coming up on the Plaza, NeighborGood Partners, carrying Speakman, John Moore Jr. and Jennifer Lawson.
DETV has been Delaware's premium provider of creative digital and broadcasting solutions that bridges communities and connects people. We create great stories for all audiences. We deliver independent news throughout Delaware. We are digital platform innovators. And we develop marketing and sales solutions so you can stay connected to your audience. Now, why do we do what we do here on DETV? We do it because we care. So, keep watching and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Remember, DETV, online, on air, on time.
Every issue that you care about.
Every issue that I care about.
And every issue that affects our daily lives is impacted by one simple action.
A vote. As the Delaware Voting Rights Coalition,
We stand ready to protect and expand access to voting.
Because our communities deserve a democracy that works for all of us.
learn more and join us at aclu-de.org/DVRC.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interest of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly, federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
All right, welcome back, everyone. First up on the Plaza, we have Karen Speakman, the Executive Director of NeighborGood Partners, as well as John Moore, Senior Board Vice President, and homeowner client John Waters. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
All right, so let's get right into it,
yeah.
because we have to let our our audience know what is NeighborGood Partners. Karen, would you like to explain to our audience, please?
So we're NeighborGood Partners. We're both good neighbors and good partners. It represents who we are and what we do. We are an organization that our mission is affordable housing, lending, and financial education. So we have had a long journey. We've been well known as NCAL throughout Delaware, which stands for the National Council on Agricultural Life and Labor. We originally had a very rural focus. And through the years, we've broadened our focus on what we do and our services. And they range from first-time home ownership, how do you buy a house kind of a thing, to financial foreclosure prevention work, to financial education, to helping other organizations build affordable complexes of housing, apartments. For instance, Ministry of Caring is one of our good neighbors, our good partners. And so as well as we do lending, and then we also do what we call Restoring Central Delaware, which brings all our work together. And so this all involves the various things that we do, and we felt that we needed a more forward-facing brand. And again, we felt that being neighbors and partners, putting that together, sort of a play on neighborhood, NeighborGood Partners. That's how we arranged it.
Karen, how long have you been the Executive Director?
For the past 4 years.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Now, John, Mr. Moore.
Yes.
I know we have two Johns on set. Mr. Moore.
Yes.
Share with our viewers a little bit about your position and how long you've been a part of the organization.
Yeah, it's almost been about a decade that I've been on this board, and I'm very passionate about it because of its mission. The mission is to strengthen communities through housing, lending, and education. You know, a guy that grew up in inner city Philadelphia who always rented his home and didn't know how real security for homes would be. And then coming into an organization like this, all of a sudden finding out the real dream coming true through home ownership. And that's what NeighborGood Partners does. So, you know, I'm very excited about that work. And I will say that I'm also in partnership with Karen through my organization called United Way of Delaware. I'm the Director for Philanthropy and Engagement. And one great collaboration is a program called Stand By Me. So we work side by side, and just one number that should blow everybody away that's listening is that over the last 11 years, we've reduced debt by over $34 million. And so, you know, between this partnership with the United Way and NeighborGood Partners, it's doing phenomenal things, and it's really turning darker days into brighter tomorrows, and that's what it means to be a good neighbor. And that's why this is such a wonderful name change for this organization.
So speaking of, can you talk a little bit about the name change? Like, you know, why the name change, and you know, when did it take place? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We had a wonderful launch last Tuesday, actually, so it's very new.
Very new. All right.
Congratulations.
So we had a journey in terms of wanting to at least look at new colors and a new logo, and that led into discussion of our name and whether it really represented us. And I think, again, everyone knows us, a lot of people know us well, particularly our customers and our clients. But those others that are on the street, if you ask them what N-Call is or what do we do, they're like, I don't know who they are, what are they? So we wanted something that was represented us in a better way, forward-facing, facing the future, that kind of thing.
Right, so. The name NeighborGood Partners, you relate to it immediately, you understand right from the name, so it does make sense. I think that was a positive change. For the organization. I feel that it was a positive change as I'm starting to learn more about NeighborGood Partners and its resources and what it
really embodies our mission, I think.
It does, Karen. And if you think about the people and the clients that we serve, it's all about being neighborly. So, you know, you have a lot of people coming in that have some real tremendous challenges. What are neighbors supposed to do? Help one another. And so for years, this organization has really been just assisting people with their finances. I'm just opening up the door from renting a home to owning a home, from having money for a rainy day. That's what Neighbors is all about. So, you know, how could you ask for a more appropriate name than NeighborGood Partners?
It's a perfect name.
Very, very true.
We try to meet people where they are, so to speak.
I love that saying. I love that saying. I believe in that.
Well, Mr. Waters.
Yes.
Hello. So I know that you're here, you're a homeowner client, and I was told you're here to tell your story.
Yes.
Please share with our viewers your story.
Okay, my journey started, you wouldn't believe it, February 6, 1996. I wrote that down because I thought that was very significant. That was a turn for me from renting a home to the process of owning a home. And I heard about N-Call through a friend that told me, said, well, you know, if you really want help to get this house, why don't you go to N-Call? At that time, they were located on Division Street. And I went there, and believe it or not, I talked to Lisa Speakman, one of the counselors, and she took an intake assessment as far as where I was, as far as my credit and finances, and I was in debt. I was in like $7,000, $8,000 in debt. And she said, well, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to reassess your budget. So I went and put together a budget, a realistic budget, as far as my household expenses and all. Came back to her, and she said, well, okay, well, your credit is really bad. So you need to do something. So she suggested that I get another job, which I did. I got 3 jobs.
Goodness, okay.
All right. And this went on for 9 years. I constantly stayed in contact with Lisa at the time, and she worked with me, and I'll constantly call her and say, well, this is happening now, and I can't do this now. She said, don't worry, just keep on looking. So what she would tell me to do, and I didn't have any money. My credit was shot. She said, I want you to start looking for a house. I said, start looking for a house. I said, I don't have that much. She said, you need to find out what kind of house that you want.
Start there.
Yeah, start there. And I just started looking at all types of houses. I looked at repros. I looked at all types of houses, new houses. I mean, just all kind. And VA houses. And then I when I got to around close to having the money that I need for a down payment, then I talked to Denise Freeman. Okay, and both of them worked really well with me as far as getting my finances together and everything, and I still use that today. Now, I'll tell you how much they've helped me. Lisa has helped me so much that I'm taking $50,000 out of my RIA to put down on my house, which I have paid off in another year.
Wow. That's amazing. Wow. Good for you.
It's a $265,000 house.
Wow.
My appraisal of my house last week was $383,000.
Congratulations.
Okay,
wow.
So, and Denise has helped me as far as putting all the paperwork together and getting the inspection done for the house and all. And this was a new house,
Right.
you know, and it was everything that I wanted. And I really can't say so much about, you know, NeighborGood Partners, because they've helped me so much to have a much better life.
Right.
You know, and the fact that I'm able to take $50,000 out of my account, which when I started, I couldn't even get $5 credit. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
You know.
Look at you now.
So yeah, look at me now. You know.
Right,
So I mean, once I paid the $50,000, I only have $50,000 to pay on the mortgage.
Yeah.
So I'm planning to have that done in about a year.
John, we appreciate you sharing that story with us, because I feel it's so important to share the story with people that are listening, because you give hope to those that may not see it at this time, that you are an example of going through the struggle and having the support of NeighborGood Partners helping you through it. And you're the proof right here, and we are just so grateful that you're here to share this story, because that, you know, it obviously has changed your entire life.
Yes, it has.
For the better.
And one of the things I can say to the audience is that you have a dream, like John said, stick with it.
Right.
No matter what. Don't make excuses. Say, oh, I don't have enough education. Oh, I'm not able to do this, or I'm too ugly. You got to stay focused.
That's right.
No matter what.
That's right.
And you will reach your goal, because I was determined. My grandmother lived to be 106. And I said, I'll be 106, that I'm going to get this house.
That's right.
And it happened.
He's also been a wonderful ambassador for us.
I can tell. Very passionate.
He has sent so many new people to us. And
Very
it's just
passionate.
a wonderful thing.
As he was telling a story, you had just a beaming smile on your
Yes.
face. So what goes through your head when you hear these success stories like this?
Well, it's always heartwarming to hear about my coworkers and what an excellent job they do. Every single one of them believes in the mission and really lives that mission and helps other people. You know, it's amazing. We get a lot of calls these days about the difficulty of finding a house that they can afford, how much rents have increased.
Yes.
You know, across Delaware, they've increased 20% in the last year.
Yes.
So, yeah. And of course, home values have also increased. So, but we can still get people ready, and we can still help them find a house that they can afford.
Well, let's talk about that. How can people find out more information about the services and the resources through NeighborGood Partners?
They certainly can go to our website, which is neighborgoodpartners.org. Even if you go to ncall.org, you'll get rerouted to it.
Right. Okay.
And you can also call us at 302-678-9400, and you will be directed to either attend a workshop or directed right to a coach, depending on your situation. Like John had mentioned, Stand By Me. We help people also with their financial goals. You know, do you want to buy not buy a house? Do you want to buy a car?
Right.
Do you want to improve your credit? Do you want to understand how to do a FAFSA form for going to college? Those things, we also help with that too.
Right.
So.
Can people walk into a physical location?
They can, to Dover in particular at this point, and Georgetown, or both of those two offices are open.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I was just going to ask, this is a statewide organization, not just for the city of Wilmington, it's the whole state.
That's correct.
And that's very
Actually,
important.
We work throughout the Delmarva Peninsula, not with
Okay.
all our housing counseling programs, but more for our lending and our working with other nonprofits. But for individuals, we've helped over 10,000 families buy a house in Delaware.
See, that's incredible. It's a big impact.
And can I add something about this wonderful woman right here?
Please do.
Who is so humble. It was wonderful hearing John talk about so many of the staff members, and you asked her how long she's been executive director, maybe 4 years, but She's been with this organization for many, many years beyond that. So really from the conception of what InCall to now evolve into NeighborGood Partners, Karen Speakman has been a tremendous leader in our community. And so when we talk about the success of all those families, it comes with great leadership. And it starts with this lady right here, Karen Speakman.
Firm believer with great leadership. I'm a firm believer leading by example, and that sets the tone for the organization's success. So yes, we commend you, Karen. I trust Mr. Moore speaks with so much truth, especially how passionate he is. So it's actually been an honor to have you on Good Morning Wilmington to share your story and also information about NeighborGood Partners. So we do have to break for a commercial, but is there anything else you would like to share with our viewers?
I would say for the longevity and the sustainability of this organization, anyone that's listening, please consider contributing to NeighborGood Partners. Just like you can go to our website and see the organization, you also have an opportunity to take resources, because it takes resources in order to be able to make those dreams come true. And what a phenomenal organization to contribute to. So I would suggest that to anyone that's listening.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Well, again, it was a pleasure to have you on the show, and good luck and continued success.
Thank you so much.
Of course, of course. All right, Matt, we got to take a quick commercial break.
Yes, we are coming back with the owner and branch manager of Wingmom Central, Delaware. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Up next, owner of Wingmom Central DE, Pleshette Moore.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
Still searching for cheap gas prices? Dump the pump and ride DART. You can DART to your destination for only $4 all day. Let DART do the driving while you enjoy our free Wi-Fi available on all buses statewide. While scrolling through your favorite apps, don't forget to download DART's free transit app for real-time bus information and enjoy the convenience of contactless fare payment through DART Pass. So what are you waiting for? Dump the pump and try transit. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
A new beginning, a second chance. Call it what you want, but this is what never giving up looks like. This is what finding someone who believes in you looks like. I thought Goodwill was just a store until a friend told me about Train to Gain through Goodwill's Job Resource Center. After 5 years away, I had a lot of self-doubt and fear about my future. But Goodwill had my back, and today, I love where I work. They matched me with an employer who believes in second chances. And now, I have a new start thanks to Goodwill.
To learn more about Goodwill's career development opportunities, call today.
Looking to jumpstart your teaching career in Delaware? And make up to $50,000 with full benefits? Then look no further than Kingswood Early Learning Academy, where you can make a difference and earn the salary you deserve.
Welcome back to Good Morning Wilmington. We are here with our second guest, Miss Pleshette Moore, owner and manager of Wingmom Central, Delaware. Good morning. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Thanks
Pleshette, how are you?
I'm wearing my Halloween colors.
I love that you fit in with us.
Thank
This is great.
you. I know. I said to Matt, I said, well, our interviews are going to be super fun because we're so festive. So thank you for dressing up, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween. All right, Ms. Pleshette, let's dive right into it.
Sure.
Tell us.
Yeah. What is Wingmom?
Okay.
Pleshette?
So we all have heard of the African proverb that it takes a village to raise a child. So we know in these busy days and times that it takes a village to pretty much manage your household. So individuals, families, and seniors, they need a village of people that can help them with their day in and day out responsibilities. So that's pretty much what Wingmom is. We are a village of women and men, moms and dads, and we help families, individuals, and seniors with their day in and day out responsibilities to manage their house and their families.
Excellent, excellent. Pleshette, are you from Delaware?
I am not. I'm originally from Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Okay, and what brought you to Delaware?
So what brought me to Delaware is I I remarried, and my current husband was here in Delaware, and I decided to move the family here and start a new life, and I love it here in Delaware.
Love brought you here.
Thank you.
Right. We're very proud of our state, so it's a great state to make a difference, but also
I have no complaints about Delaware.
Start a business and be successful. So let's dive into more about Wingmom and the services and what it's all about and what it offers.
So instead of saying, outlining all our services, I always love to just tell stories about the clients who call.
Yes.
So like last week we had a client who called and she said, a friend just told me to call you. I don't really know all your services. She said, I'm going to pull up your website now while we're talking. She said, but pretty much I work full time, I own a business, and my mom is sick and she is looking to transition into an independent living home. I don't have time to help her downsize the house. I don't have time to cook. My laundry's piling up. My husband works full time and I just need help, and my friend said to call you guys. So I'm looking at your website now. She said, I need help downsizing this house and organizing. Can you guys help? And I said, sure. And she said, well, my laundry's piling up. Do you have anyone that could do that? And I said, yeah, we have wing moms that can come pick up your laundry, wash it, fold it, deliver it back to you. And she said, I don't have time to cook. And I said, well, we have a wing mom that could come to your house and we can help meal prep and get the meals ready for you and put them in the refrigerator, and all you have to do is pop it in the oven. And she said, well, I need help fixing the house up. We're going to put the house for sale. And I said, well, I have wing dads that can come to the house and do all the handyman projects that you need. So pretty much that's what we do. We pretty much can help you with any solution that you need for your home and family.
Right, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, wing dads.
I love that.
Yeah.
So it's not just wing moms. We have wing dad also as an option. So have you noticed that there is more of a need for wing dads?
Oh, of course. The need for both. I mean, and there are wing moms that also do some of the wing dad services that are able to do handyman items and moving and hauling. There's been times when I've had to go put on my sneakers and help move a couch, when the wing dads need help. So definitely a need for people. A lot of people now need help, remodeling their homes, just handyman items, changing out light fixtures, or they may not have the proper tools in the house. They may not have a tall enough ladder to change a 15-foot light fixture that needs the light bulb changed. So just all those things that you can just give us a call for if you don't have the time or the resources to do it.
And Pleshette, what areas in Delaware do you service?
Sure, so we actually have 4 branches, I'm excited to say. So we have 2 in Delaware. We have the North Branch, which pretty much covers Claymont to Bear. And then my branch, Central DE, covers Middletown, Odessa, and Townsend. And then we also are trying to help in Smyrna and Clayton area. And then we also have a South PA branch, covers Westchester, Glen Mills area, Kennett Pike. And then we also have one that opened up in the Catskills, New York.
Oh, wow. So we're just
not
really growing. State of Delaware. This is the tri-state area and beyond. This is exciting.
And the owner of the Catskills, New York branch, she was our client of ours. Her mother was our senior support client. So for a couple of years, we helped her mother with all senior support needs, and she felt so strongly about our mission that she opened up her own branch in New York.
See, that speaks volumes about a company, an organization, and what you're doing for the community. Clearly it speaks volumes because you touched that individual so much that they wanted to be a part of it and help others the way that they were helped. And that does speak volumes.
Passing it on, right? Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Now, are you always looking for wing moms and wing dads, so they're employees? So are you always looking for employees?
They're contractors, so we're always looking for people to come on board and to be a wing mom or a wing dad. We definitely take it very seriously, so we definitely vet them and make sure that they're a good fit for us because they have to have the heart to do this as well. So we're licensed, bonded, and insured, and also all the wing moms and wing dads do go through a background check.
See, that's important.
Yes.
Safety is important.
We're working with a lot of vulnerable populations, with children. We do babysitting and also senior support. So we want to make sure that, the wing moms and wing dads are, suitable for those populations as well.
Is there a certain age that you look for as far as, is it 18 and up for a wing dad, or I'm sure there's qualifications, correct?
Yeah, mainly it's 18 and up. We do sometimes have like our wing teens that will come and kind of help out.
Nice.
It's usually our children that, want to take over the business down the line.
That's passing it on.
But for the most part, yes, you have to be 18 to work with us.
Okay.
Pleshette, are the services available 7 days a week, or is it more from Monday through Friday, or sort of?
Yes, 24/7. We have senior support wing moms who work all hours, whatever the client needs. We have some senior support wing moms that are there from 12 at night to 8 in the morning if the senior needs it. So 24/7 services, yes.
That's important, and that's really good to know that it is 24/7 services.
Not just 8 to 5.
Right,
business.
right.
No, because I mean we're humans, so
right.
we need
Life
help.
doesn't stop at 5
all
o'clock,
times
right?
of day.
Especially on the weekends.
Exactly.
I feel like the weekends are probably the most important time
things
where you
done in
need
the
that
house.
support.
Right.
You're getting things done in the house and whatnot. So could you share with our viewers another story that you feel that would really resonate with them, that has just been so empowering in what you're doing?
Sure. I mean, the stories that always touch me are helping adult children clean out their homes when they've lost their parents. So we get a lot of calls with adult children that either live in state and they're busy working, or they may live out of state and now they have this home that they have to downsize and get ready to sell. And it's a very, sensitive issue for people. You have to come into their homes and there's memories here.
It's difficult.
So we're trying to help them downsize and figure out what things we're going to donate, what things we're going to put in boxes to give to other family members, what things we have to take, to the landfill. So it's a very, sensitive time for us, but it's also rewarding because we really get to help them, transition and, help them put their family home on the market and, just transition into a new life for themselves.
And it is truly a very difficult time to go through something like
Yes,
that,
definitely.
where you can't really think or focus. When I lost my grandmother, it was a lot for me. It was actually overwhelming, and I remember looking back at that time. It was very blurry. And I can't even imagine what my mom and my aunt were going through trying to clean up her house.
Yeah.
And now that hearing about Wingmom, it would have been so helpful and supportive to them if they had that extra support. Obviously, I was able to help and my siblings, but not everybody has that.
No, they don't. So a lot of people will say, "Oh my God, I wish that you guys were in, another state where their family members live." And I said, "Well, eventually we'll get there."
Right. That's right. Eventually, you're already
Eventually
expanding.
We'll get there. But the thing about it is, all of us wing moms and wing dads, we're also human. So we've all had experiences. And I lost my father. Kate, the owner, lost her father last year. So we know what it's like, when we're dealing with clients because we've been there, or we're going through it. I'm caretaker for my mother. So when someone calls and they need caretaking services, I can understand and I can relate because I'm there.
Right.
So having that support, also emotional support, also is helpful. So you guys have the right people to match them up with, and that's great.
This is a really incredible resource that you're offering the community, Pleshette. I mean, just finding out more information about it right now here during this interview, I'm thinking about so many people that would benefit from this, right? I'm going
so
through,
tell them to give me a call.
It's so powerful that you're here able to share more information about the organization, which leads me to this. Is there anything else that you want to share with our viewers that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, not only do we, help people in the community, we also have every year we do Adopt a Family, which is very important. That's one of our biggest community outreach programs. So right now this year we are helping 50 families, and we have about 52 businesses that are partnered with us to help either adopt an individual or a family. So that is definitely very near and dear to our hearts to help the communities. We also help the addiction community. We do stocking for soldiers. We do backpack drives. So we're very involved in the community because we believe that that's important.
Excellent.
And people can donate to those causes. And
yes.
Great.
So you can go to our website, wingmomde.com. That's our corporate website. And then you have the tabs that you can go to our individual branches there. And the phone number is 302-268-6432.
Excellent, excellent. And that's important information right there. I'm sure our viewers know someone that could use this support.
Yes.
So, Pleshette, we're so grateful to have you on the show this morning with us to share more about Wingmom and what it offers. So thank you so much. And we wish you so much luck as it continues to grow, because I do feel that you will be opening branches throughout the whole country. Next time you're on the show, which you have to come back, next time you're on the show, she'll be sharing with us.
Oh, by the way, Delaware, PA, Jersey, everybody's
I'm in the middle of the country.
West Coast.
I'm on the West Coast,
right.
so
Yes.
very, very excited for
and
you.
I definitely want to also just make mention of the owner of Wingmom, which is Kate Maxwell. She is the owner and founder, and she, is the brainchild of this.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Pleshette, thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
All right.
Excellent.
We
All
have
right.
to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with Dr. LeKeia Conway.
Stay tuned. Dr. LeKeia Conway is up next.
How did DETV start and how did you get here?
DETV started approximately 10 years ago in the basement of my home. I had an idea to show people of color doing great things, but what happened was I got to the point that I said, I'm gonna just show people all together doing great things. The motto and the moral was to bring people together instead of using media to rip people apart. And doing that, I just did a lot of hard work, a lot of free stuff, a lot of things of just showing people being themselves. I figured that media, and I saw that media wasn't doing that, so I just decided to give it a shot, not knowing that it would bring me to where I am today. I had a great journey doing it, met some amazing people, did some amazing things, worked on some amazing projects, and with just a lot of hard work and a bunch of sacrifice, I'm here today. I done worked on everyone's campaign in the state of Delaware, and now, I'm just doing what I do and doing it with friends. My biggest accomplishment right now would have to be this, hands down, without a doubt. We want to make sure that we inform the community wholeheartedly. So again, they can have all the information that they need. For more information, you can find us at detvch.com. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook under DETV. Be sure to check us out. Tell me what you think.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is Dr. LeKeia Conway from Alpha Eta Phi. Welcome, Dr. LeKeia.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, so tell us all about the sorority that you represent.
So, Alpha Eta Phi, Multiple Sclerosis Sorority.
Incorporated.
There's a lot of words in there. So.
It's okay. We were founded in 2021, August of 2021, by 4 beautiful ladies, myself included. Angie Spence, she is our vice president. Tiffany English, she's our secretary and historian, and Jessica Michelle Hawk, who is our chaplain, and she was our intake coordinator. And we just kind of came together and said we wanted to create an environment for other women in the community who suffer with MS like us, and to provide them that support, advocacy, anything that they may need in the community, outside the community, behind closed doors, that we may get from each other or from our families. And we kind of talked about it, played around with it, and came August, we put it in motion. We came out.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you were able to share that story, because I think it's important that we actually take it one step further for our viewers tuning in that may not understand. What is multiple sclerosis?
So, let's see, the easiest way I can describe it is if you have a wire, you know how you have like a radio wire and it's frayed?
Yeah.
So the immune system attacks the covering around that wire. And when it attacks it, it creates problems within your nervous system. And you start to have the symptoms, fatigue, brain fog, nerve damage, absolutely nerve damage, vision problems, just all kinds of issues. You go through the MRIs, you get tested, you go through the blood work, you do physical therapy, you do so many different things for them to find this diagnosis. and ultimately they'll come back and say, hey, it was a problem between the connection with your immune system and your body and your brain, and you have MS.
The symptoms, I'm sorry, Matt, the symptoms sound very similar to lupus.
It is very similar.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
I am a lupus warrior. And as soon as you started listing the symptoms, I'm like, wow, I have that, I experienced that, I experienced that. Very similar.
So you know what it feels like to,
Oh, yes.
one day could be completely normal,
Right.
and the next day you may not be able to get out of the bed.
So true.
I was going to ask Dr. Conway, so what is like, you know, sort of like your days and weeks and months look like with MS? It sounds like the days could change. They could vary
Absolutely.
greatly.
So I have had MS for 10 and a half years. I'm 36. 30, I'll be 37 in January. But so yesterday I was absolutely fine, walking around, doing things in the house, and doing things with my daughter. And this morning I woke up like, oh man, my legs is killing me. My legs hurt, and sometimes you gotta crawl out of the bed. Sometimes you just may roll onto the floor, and because you can't
we laugh,
move.
right?
Yeah, we laugh, but
it's not funny in the moment.
Right, it's the true pain. And I always tell people, it feels like your legs or your body or your arms or whatever part is on fire, but from the inside. Can you imagine that? Yeah.
I'll tell you, Dr. Conway, so, on the show, and I've talked about it here a couple of times, so my mom is disabled. She's been disabled since she was 24. She doesn't have MS, but had a brain aneurysm. She's paralyzed on her right side. So I can sort of empathize with what you go through, and there's definitely good days and there's bad days, some harder than others, and we've had a couple hard days this past couple ones, so I definitely empathize with the situation and that. So that's important that what you're doing.
Right. And
I thank you as a caregiver. As a caregiver for one, I really thank you. Yeah.
And sharing your story. And being brave enough to show up. Because I'm sure this morning was really hard to get out of bed.
It was.
Right? But you're here.
But I'm here.
And you knew that you needed to be here to share your story, but share the mission of what you're doing. And let people know what is multiple sclerosis, because now you've created a space. I like to say, almost like a sisterhood,
Absolutely.
right? A sisterhood. And a safe place and space for those suffering with multiple sclerosis or maybe just don't understand it yet and need to educate themselves more about it and providing more resources.
And that's what we're about.
And we said this earlier in our interview before, that it takes a village.
It does.
Right?
It
right?
does.
But so we're saying it again, right? We say it all the time, but this is very, very important what you're doing and coming together and uniting a group of individuals who all share one common
and
goal.
Sometimes it's just that your family members may not understand, but I can call my sister and say, hey, I'm in pain, or I'm just feeling depressed, or I'm anxious about something, or I have to go for infusion and I'm afraid, and they understand and not judge you. So it's definitely a safe space.
She mentioned the sisterhood. I have to ask, as the resident guy here on the panel, is it only for the ladies?
It is only for the ladies.
Okay, all right.
For now.
Okay.
And that's not to say that it's not any men out there with MS, but we're just getting started. We are excited. We're going to be taking the nation by storm. We have 27 ladies who just were inducted. And they are everywhere, from Vegas to Atlanta to here in Maryland to PA and Delaware. Like, they're everywhere.
Wait, when did this start again?
August of 2021.
Very recent.
Wow.
So we
And
just turned a year.
But this many people are joining, which means there's
It's
a
need,
need.
and it's out there. Yes.
Right, 5-10 years where the numbers will be. Clearly there's a need.
Yes.
And those that are suffering with MS feel that we need to come together. It's a must.
And they're more brave too. They're brave with coming out and speaking their story and not afraid at all.
Yes, that's right. You have to be brave. You cannot hold back. And I know, going through an autoimmune disease myself, that sometimes we shut down, right? We shut down and we don't want to we don't want everyone to always feel bad for us, right? We want to just keep on going with our everyday lives and push forward, because that's what we are naturally as women. We are strong and we push forward. But I do feel it's important to continue to have this conversation.
Absolutely.
And making sure that you are continuing to share your story about MS, because you never know who is listening and who you're inspiring at home, which I think is so important. So thank you for being brave. Right?
Yes.
And you said you have a daughter?
Yes.
So I'm sure she's tuning in. Or no, maybe
No,
she might be
she's
in
in
school.
school.
She's in school.
Afterwards, she'll watch it when she gets home.
She's in school.
Right, she's in school. Does she understand what you're going through?
To an extent. She is still in the denial stage. So she does not want to understand. She does not want, I don't even think she talks about it, but she knows what's going on. She knows what it's called, but she's not there yet. So we're still working on her to try to talk to her about what it is. And they have programs and classes to work with families and moms and children. So I'm still working on her, but she'll get there.
Going through what you're going through not only affects you and your everyday life, but it affects your family and your children.
My mother, my husband, my father, my sisters, everybody. And they're always so attentive to what's going on with me and making sure that I'm not doing too much.
Right, they remind you.
All the time.
Slow it down.
Yes, sit down, don't do this, don't do that. So,
and it's important to listen.
Sometimes.
Right? Sometimes.
It's hard sometimes, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone, you know, who is struggling with MS, and what would sort of your message be to someone?
To live.
Newly diagnosed or just having a hard day?
To live is not the end of life. Utilize your supports. Utilize your family members. Get involved in some of the support groups they have out here. Look us up. Find our website and join us. Join the fight to find a cure. But most importantly, live your life.
Right, and that's important. That's important, and I'm glad that you're saying that, because many are scared. Right? I'm sure you were scared when you were diagnosed with MS. What now? Do I move forward? Do I stop here? What's going on?
Am I going to die? That's a good one.
And it goes through your head, it goes through your mental state.
Yeah.
And that leads me to this. I'm sure that Alpha Eta Phi offers that mental health support.
Absolutely.
And that's even more powerful and helpful as a sisterhood. Not only are you offering education and resources and uplifting each other, but that mental health support
is important.
Because look what you just said when you were when first diagnosed, what it felt like. The whole world was crumbling down, right?
Yep.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. And that's because you're brave and you're here to share your story and share with those watching about Alpha Eta Phi, Phi, that you are here to continue the conversation, raise awareness, but continue to grow this sisterhood.
Yes.
Ah, that's so powerful.
Yes.
That is so powerful. It really is, and what you're doing for our community. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for the platform, for us, allowing us to be able to talk about it.
Right, right. And I think that the more we get those stories here, and we get individuals like Dr. LeKeia Conway, you know, on Good Morning Wilmington, we're able to not only inspire but continue to educate. Right?
Conversation is big, right?
Exactly.
Now I'm looking at you here in the wonderful logo behind you, so I don't want to be remiss in mentioning that here. So orange, white, and the peridot green. Can you tell us the significance of that green?
Oh, you knew that the green was paradise. A lot of people don't know that.
The producer may have told me.
Thank you, Najee.
That means she did her research.
She did too. She's very good at doing her research.
Don't mess with Najee. She's always on it with details.
So the orange it represents MS, because the colors for MS is orange, and one of the symbols is a butterfly. And the peridot is because we were founded in August, and that's the birthstone for August.
See, that's and I love the butterfly.
Yes.
The symbolism of the butterfly.
And I love your little kind of...
I did see
the...
the...
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I didn't know if I needed to wear paraphernalia or just...
No,
it's great. You did wonderful.
No, you did wonderful. Well, the interview is coming to an end. Is there anything else you would like to share with our viewers tuning in?
Maybe how to find out more information?
You can visit our website at www.aepmssorority.org. There is a ton of resources, information. We do have a recruitment coming up in March in the spring. So if it's anyone out there that are interested, just go to the website and check us out.
Perfect.
You will love us.
Yes.
Excellent.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
again
you.
for joining us here at Good Morning Wilmington, and good luck
Thank
as
you.
you continue to grow Alpha Eta Phi
Yes.
throughout the entire state and throughout the entire country. That's
Yes.
right. Wow, Matt, another great interview.
Another great show.
Yes,
Yeah, it's been
another great
wonderful.
show. I was just so excited that when I found out that Matt was going to be the
I got
guest
the call last
co-host
night. I
this
said,
morning,
yes, I will be there. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is wonderful. On Halloween, we
Right,
got to
and,
match.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, how fitting. Perfect. I mean, Ivan, don't get me wrong. You're near and dear to us, Ivan. We love you so much. But
Just keeping the seat warm. We'll
right,
be back.
exactly. Right, we're holding it down
Right.
for you, right? Matt, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I
for
love
taking
pinch-hitting whenever you guys
time
will have me. Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
and being here. I know you are so busy, so thank you again for that.
Thank you. No, this is important. So
Yes.
it's important to be here and have these great conversations with your guests. So you guys are doing a wonderful thing.
Yes, and as we close out the show, please make sure it is Halloween. Again, happy Halloween to everyone tuning in. But just make sure if you are going out with the family trick-or-treating, please be safe. Watch out for the cars driving by in the neighborhoods or on the streets. You have to be very, very careful. Be cautious. Have flashlights.
Sorry, the newsman in me here has to check the kids' candy. I know it's.
That's very important.
Check the candy.
That's right.
Before
Very, very
they eat
important.
it. The newsman in me has to get that in there.
No, very, very important. Check the candy before you let the little ones take advantage of some treats at the end of the evening or even tomorrow. But again, stay safe as you celebrate the holiday, whether you're staying in watching the Phillies win, right?
Right.
We're manifesting that. They're going to win. They're going to win, right? We're rooting for you
yes.
guys. We're rooting for you. And maybe we'll have Bryce Harper on the show.
You never know. You
Hey,
never know.
Ivan,
It could
Najee,
happen.
maybe?
Maybe it could
Najee,
happen.
what do you think, right? You
She's
never
like,
know.
she's pulling out her phone. Yeah,
She's like, let me see what I
call
can do.
his agent. We'll see what we
Right.
can do.
We'll see. Well, let's first win the World Series.
Right.
Right.
Get 'em
Let's first win the World Series and the Super Bowl and Major League Soccer Cup. We're
just the trifecta.
exactly.
Just cover it all.
All right. Well, thank you again for tuning in, and thank you to all of our guests that we had on the show. We had NeighborGood Partners, we had Karen Speakman, John Waters, and John Moore. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We had Pleshette Moore from Wingmom, and last but not least, Dr. LeKeia Conway from Alpha Eta Phi. So very excited, and thank you again for everyone tuning in.
And before we go, we want to thank our sponsors, Balance Strength and Fitness and Wi-Fi Internet Services. We want to make sure that you have a great day. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Wednesday.